Well, the last time we had a video like this was right before I left for Orlando. And obviously I was a lot happier back then. But now we're into the nitty-gritty. We're down to real award season. And even though that video was for the Spirit Awards, which is the second to last award show of the season.
Yeah, we did that way too early.
Way too early.
It was like SAG last year.
Yeah. So those are all over the place. But I don't think they're going to be extremely wrong. I rewatched it again today. It doesn't seem that terrible. Because I get bored and I need something to listen to. So when I'm getting ready for being presentable wearing my Kevin Owens shirt.
Is it Kanye that's like jams out to his own music at home?
Yeah. He's got 808s in his Beats by Dre headphones. Yeah. Just to make perfect sense and product placement everywhere. So we're going to talk about the Golden Globes. Which normally seems to be an award show that is very early in the season and is usually one of the first two award shows of the season. I believe this year it's the second or the first?
First.
Okay. Normally it's the second. Normally we go to the Critics' Choice, then we go to the Globes. This time they're going to throw us for a loop and give us the Globes first.
They did that last year too. It's
yeah,
weird.
I don't like it.
I think that's the new tradition now, to have the Critics' Choice and the Oscar nominations on the same day.
That works fine for us, but I mean, I don't like it. I don't like it. I'll turn to Mr. Horace here. So we're going to talk about the Golden Globes, and obviously this is going to be real fun because, number one, we've gone over these nominations once over the phone when I was in Florida. Two, I haven't looked at these nominations online at all, so this will be the first time I've actually physically seen them. And three, honestly, I don't have any idea, so I'm just going to guess right off the top of my head. So this is all improv, folks. AJ, of course, has had the chance to look over everything, and he has a nice thing on his laptop and everything. Everything's all hunky-dory with him, but for me, nothing.
Yeah, just ignore the asterisks, because those are my picks.
I figure it probably are. So we're going to go through both film and television, which is even more fun for me because I don't watch anything on television anymore. So
I saw The Normal Heart.
Yeah, you did. Did you review it? I don't remember.
Yes.
Yeah, it was a B-Dubs video, wasn't it? I think it might have been a B-Dubs review.
It was a real review.
Really? I thought it was one of those amalgamation of everything reviews we do at B-Dubs for whatever reason.
I'm pretty sure it was a full review.
Okay, fair enough.
I have the DVD box set for True Detective, but I haven't watched it yet.
McConaughey would be very, very sad at you, sir.
My plan is to just do it all the way through all at once. So.
You know how that works well for you.
I totally should be watching Fargo, but I haven't.
Yeah, I have no idea why we haven't. So, what we're going to start with television?
Yeah, we're going to go from the very bottom and then go to the top, which means the supporting categories will be first. Because with the Globes, they have the TV categories split up, but then when they get to supporting, it could be a mini-series, a series, or a TV movie, just all in one.
The way you have it, do you have it that we're going to bounce back and forth between TV and movies like they do on the show, or are we just going to do all the TV and then all the movies? Okay, that makes sense. So, what are we starting with?
Supporting actress for TV in general.
Okay.
Oh, for Christ's sake, I don't know how you say it. Uzo Aduba from Orange is the New Black.
Okay.
Kathy Bates for American Horror Story. Allison Janney for Mom. Michelle Monaghan for True Detective. I've been saying one again. I guess it's Han. And Joanne
Forget?
Downton Abbey. Okay. Fuck you, Downton Abbey. You're always trying to fuck with me. I have the girl from Orange is the New Black. Just because people won't shut the fuck up about that show.
Yeah, the only knowledge I have of Orange is the New Black is the part at the beginning of Bill and Ted last year. Sorry, it's the only way I know some of these things.
You don't know that Taylor Schilling's the star of it?
Nope.
Or that what's her name from that 70s show was on it?
Nope. Wasn't Jason Biggs on that show once?
Yeah, I think Natasha Lyonne's in there too.
Speaking of American Pie.
Because you can't do a lesbian type thing without Natasha Lyonne in there.
No, that's true.
Okay, so
that reminds me, I need to watch the movie soon.
Actually, I think it was just this, and but I'm a cheerleader. But
yeah.
Regardless.
So you're going with Aduba. I'm actually going to go. Wow. Okay, I'll go with my heart here, and that's a weird thing to say, but you know what I mean by this.
Yeah.
Obviously, I'm going to go with the performance of Miss Helen Kushnick in one of my favorite TV movies of all time, The Late Shift, and I'm definitely going to go with Kathy Bates for American Horror Story.
She won the Emmy for Coven, so this is for Freak Show, though.
Okay, this is the one that's based in Florida, so it makes perfect sense for me predicting it. So yeah, we'll go with that. That's a nice lineup.
Yeah, it's people you recognize, isn't it?
People I do recognize, but I've never seen any of these shows.
Supporting actor for TV, we have Matt Bomer for The Normal Heart, Alan Cumming for The Good Wife, Colin Hanks for Fargo, Bill Murray for Olive Kitteridge, and John Voight for Ray Donovan. John Voight won this last year.
I remember that,
I was
actually.
pissed off that he beat Aaron Paul.
Yeah.
He got a lot of praise. I didn't think he was the best supporting player in the movie, but he's the only one nominated here. But people really, really loved him in it, so I'm going with Matt Bomer.
Well, I said at the beginning of this race, I know it doesn't have anything to do with television, that Bill Murray was going to do something this year. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to say, since St. Vincent's probably not going to do anything, I'm going to go with Olive Kitteridge for Murray.
It got fantastic reviews, so I wouldn't be surprised if it won.
I think Bill Murray's walking out with some sort of an award this year on a televised award show, and this is the one I'm going to think he's going to get.
That's not a bad decision.
I didn't think it was.
It's probably one or the other, if I had to guess. Or they're just going to throw us a curveball and be like fucking Colin Hanks or something.
Hey, no issues there. I like Colin Hanks.
Alright, now we have Best Actress in a Miniseries or TV movie.
Another list of people I know.
Alright, we have Maggie Gyllenhaal for The Honorable Woman, Jessica Lange for American Horror Story, Frances McDormand for Olive Kitteridge, Frances O'Connor for The Missing, and Alison Tolman for Fargo. That is so confusing having Fargo and Frances McDormand in here.
The irony of her competing against herself, basically.
I have Frances McDormand wearing. Just guessing. The TV is totally guessing, by the way.
Well, I don't necessarily think American Horror Story are going to take 2 acting nominations, pretty much back to back. But you never know. Yeah, this actually might not be a bad night for Olive Kitteridge, so I'm going to go with Frances McDormand. That actually works really well. That makes
for a sweep.
Yeah, I think so.
They snubbed Richard Jenkins though, which is weird.
Oh my god, he's the one they snubbed?
He's like the lead actor in it.
Oh my god.
He got in a SAG, I think.
I would have taken out. No.
How would you know you haven't watched these?
Well, I'm judging them by their acting abilities, I guess. I knew I would have taken out on that list, obviously.
Another big list of recognizable faces.
Looking at you, hobbits. Go ahead.
For actor in a miniseries or TV movie, we have Martin Freeman for Fargo, Woody Harrelson for True Detective, McConaughey for True Detective, Ruffalo for The Normal Heart, and Billy Bob Thornton for Fargo.
Not bad. Good lineup.
Cranston beat him for the Emmy, but I think this will be McConaughey's True Detective comeback.
The reconnaissance will continue. but then again, this could be a nice night for Ruffalo too, possibly.
Maybe.
I mean, I don't think he's winning anything else tonight, but I mean, you never know. I think McConaughey's probably a good bet at this point.
A lot of people expected him to swoop these, like they think he'll take this and SAG and everything. So Cranston's, despite the fact that Breaking Bad ended and the Emmys kind of love to jump on that, from my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I guess it was kind of a surprise that Cranston beat him for the Emmy, because people said he was going to sweep like every TV award there was.
It's the ending of Breaking Bad. I don't understand how it wasn't going to win.
But then again, this is the end of True Detective for McConaughey too, because they're doing a whole new cast this time around.
That's a good point.
So I guess whatever. Yeah.
Well, all right, fair enough. So let's go into a best miniseries TV movie.
We have Fargo, The Missing, The Normal Heart, Olive Kitteridge, and True Detective.
Okay.
It could really be any one of those, I imagine. But I just went with True Detective.
I'm going to keep the sweep. I think Olive Kitteridge is going to be the winner here. I think there's got to...
I love that we based this on nothing.
Yes. Isn't it awesome? Totally awesome.
I've seen The Normal Heart, and I've seen like a couple of clips of everything else.
I haven't seen anything on that list, and I'm still going to go with it because... Well, it's funny because I would probably have a straight sweep for Olive Kitteridge if Jenkins got nominated, but he didn't, so I had to put McConaughey in there.
There's a bunch of shows in here I used to watch, but I got tired of watching TV. So
it's not fun sometimes to watch TV. I may be completely wrong. This might just be True Detective's night, but who knows? Maybe Fargo may take this. You never know. But I'm going to go with Olive Kitteridge. I'll go with the sweep.
Now we're in comedy.
I still have no idea what's going on in these categories.
I used to watch some of these shows.
Yeah, I remember you talked about some of these shows. I have never heard of that show before.
Then we started putting 6 movies on a review video, and kind of had to tell TV to go fuck itself.
Yeah, but we're one of the only reviewers that I'm aware of that actually does that on a weekly basis, so, I mean, gotta do something.
Actress in a comedy series, we have Lena Dunham for Girls, Edie Falco for Nurse Jackie, Joel Louis-Dreyfus for Veep, Gina Rodriguez for Jane the Virgin, and Taylor Schilling for Orange is the New Black. a lot of these are like the normal people.
What is Jane the Virgin?
I saw a commercial for it.
That's one thing I haven't seen.
After the nominations. And that was the first time I had heard of it.
All right.
I don't remember what it looked like, though. It just looked, I don't know.
The Usual Suspects here plus her is basically what it is.
And speaking of The Usual Suspects, this could, I guess, really be anybody, too. But I just went with, the person that wins often. Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
It's the Globes, isn't it?
She's basically the Joanna Marleys of this category now.
That's true.
It was Tina Fey, now Julia Louis-Dreyfus has taken it.
Maybe Edie Falco, but no. Nah, I don't think so.
Taylor Schilling kind of jumped out at me.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I'm thinking it might be, but we might as well just go with just pure guess here. I'm going to go with Julia Louis-Dreyfus for Veep as well.
That's all you can do is just guess.
Yeah, seriously. With these categories especially. I just have to judge them by their acting abilities.
Even when you watch, like, that one year where I actually watched the show.
I remember that. You were like, I actually watched that show. I was like, shut up.
Even when you watch the show's TV awards, they're kind of hard to predict anyway.
Oh, yeah, because...
I've watched the Emmys 2 years in a row now, and I hadn't before. Mm. They were, like, impossible to predict.
So the things you think are going to win are the ones that always lose. Mm. But sometimes it's obvious.
Like, a lot of people that didn't like The Normal Heart were really, really pissed off that it, like... had an insane number of Emmy nominations, and it won like one of them, and it was a small one. So
interesting.
It won Best TV Movie and nothing else out of all the things it got in for. Okay, where are we?
We are at Actor in a Comedy. I like that lineup. Actor in a Comedy Series.
Yeah, this is fun.
Yeah.
We have Don Cheadle for House of Lies, who gets in every year.
Yeah.
Louis C.K. for Louis, Ricky Gervais for Derek, William H. Macy for Shameless, and Jeffrey Tambor for Transparent. Just given the subject matter and the kind of performance it is, I went with Jeffrey Tambor.
What is Transparent?
He goes through he's a parent, and it's a play on words.
How am I supposed to know these things?
I
can see that. And to go with Don Cheadle after all these years would probably be a bad idea, sadly.
That would be hilarious after all the controversies if they awarded Ricky Gervais.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm actually not going to go with smart thinking here. I'm probably going to go with Louis C.K.
I thought you were going to go Ricky Gervais.
I thought about it, but you know what? I think this might be Louis C.K.'s year.
Because even despite the controversy, they clearly like Ricky Gervais.
I said that last year, I think, and he didn't win either, so...
So, I think Derek just started this year.
Yeah, I've not heard of any of this stuff. I feel terrible. The House of Lies, obviously, and Shameless and Louis have ran before.
Cheadle won for the first season.
Really? Mm-hmm. I thought he hasn't won at all. Mm-hmm. Oh, okay.
Because that was a surprise, I think.
Oh, okay. You learn something new every day.
Because you can't fucking predict TV.
No, you cannot. Speaking of that, let's go with Best Comedy Series next.
We have Girls, Jane the Virgin, Orange is the New Black, Silicon Valley, and Transparent. I wanted to say Transparent, but I think I'm going to go with Orange is the New Black, because that love is going to come in somewhere.
Let's finally split.
That universal love.
Yeah, let's finally split here. I'm going to go with Transparent.
Yeah, that could be.
I don't think Orange is the New Black is going to win. I think it's the one that's obvious here. Girls is probably more obvious, but I think its time has passed. But now I say that, watch it win, because that's how it works on these videos.
It could really be anything.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're just getting through these so we can get to movies.
Yeah, we can actually talk about those.
We just do this to make the TV awards more exciting. Because it's like, hey, we can see if we're right or not. Okay.
Yeah.
This is all that matters.
This is true. We're almost there, too.
Yes, we only have 3 left now. Actress in a drama series, we have Claire Danes for Homeland.
Of course.
Viola Davis, How to Get Away with Murder, Joanna Margulies for The Good Wife, Ruth Wilson for The Affair, and Robin Wright for House of Cards.
I see a lot of these names every single year.
Yeah, I almost went with Viola Davis because I guess she's getting like a lot of acclaim for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think they might go with Joanna Margulies again, so that's what I said. They finally stopped giving wins to Danes, thank God. So,
watch this the year she wins again. I
haven't been watching since the 2nd season, so I can't really say. But I really, really hated her on that show from what I saw.
You really hated that show from what I remember hearing.
I know. People love it so much. There's so many shows that people love that I clearly don't. That's why TV is not my thing anymore.
Yeah, that's why he's not on any of the Walking Dead talk on the Halloween Horror Nights videos. Yeah, I'm going to go with... Wow. Juliana Margulies seems like a good bet here.
Are you choosing between her and Viola Davis?
Yeah. Yeah, I think, we'll go with Julianne Margulies. The old school ER love continues throughout the years.
Robin Wright is not out of the
No, she's not. I've actually seen commercials for House of Cards, maybe.
I guess there was a controversy where people thought she was like a shoo-in to win the Emmy, but her submission episode was like the wrong one. So
you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and change that. Yeah, I think that makes good sense. I've seen some stuff from House of Cards, like maybe 2 seconds. Yeah, that'll work. We'll go with Robin Wright for House of Cards.
I think I saw one clip of Spacey breaking the fourth wall, but I didn't hear what he was saying. Okay. I know.
Let's get this over with so we can get to movies, please.
I still feel like the worst person in the world for being Kevin Spacey's biggest fan while having never seen an episode of House of Cards, but I will. I promise. Eventually. Actor in a drama series, we have Clive Owen for The Nick, Liev Schreiber for Ray Donovan, Spacey for House of Cards, James Spader for The Blacklist, and Dominic West for The Affair.
Okay.
No idea.
You're biased?
It could be any of them, so I went with my bias. Yeah, I said Spacey. Though it would be cool to see James Spader or Clive Owen win something. Right? I saw the first 2 episodes of Ray Donovan, and it was really good. I still haven't been able to figure out how I never ended up back to it.
Yeah, I think he could use, after he got a critical bashing in his movie choices in the last several times he's been in anything, I'm going to go with Clive Owen. He really could use a win of some sort right now. And he's got name recognition, he's got something that just started. That could go either way. It could be here next year. It could be gone next year. You never know.
Yeah, I may have made a mistake. Because generally stuff that's just starting does win here.
Yeah, and then we don't see it ever again sometimes.
And I think almost everything I picked is something that's already been on and didn't start this year. Well...
It's fun to look off camera like this instead of me looking upwards for the change.
Well, I went with Jeffrey Tambor. That's new.
Okay.
So I probably at least...
Love for the... Larry Sanders group.
Yeah, great. All right.
Oh, bloody hell.
Okay, drama series, we have The Affair, Downton Abbey, Game of Thrones, The Good Wife, and House of Cards. Jesus fuck.
Oh my god. I fell asleep just reading that lineup.
I went with The Good Wife, because I guess it had a really, really good season.
I'm going to go with House of Cards.
All right. Let's see how that plays out. Okay, movies.
Congratulations, Downton Abbey, winning another one. Finally, let's get to stuff we actually somewhat know about. Somewhat we do know about.
All right, yeah, that was just for fun.
That wasn't fun, sir. That wasn't fun at all.
I know.
Let's do this.
All right, score.
Okay.
We have Birdman, Gone Girl, The Imitation Game, Interstellar, and The Theory of Everything. I could pretty much see all those winning except for Birdman, but I went with The Imitation Game.
You're really going to bet against Ross and Reznor?
Well, they already, sweat for 2010, so...
I'm not at all. I'm going with Gone Girl without a doubt.
Okay. Well, I guess that's pretty much that.
Yeah.
Best song, we have Opportunity from Annie.
No!
Big Eyes from Big Eyes. Yellow Flicker Beat from Mockingjay. Mercy Is from Noah. And Glory from Selma. Just by default, I think it's Glory.
This would be nice to see Yellow Flicker Beat win this, because it may end up getting it into the Oscar race, but I doubt it.
I don't even think that would help. Remember when Madonna won for W.E.?
Yeah, I remember that. We had to watch that movie because of the song.
I still remember that song.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard it since she performed it at the Globes.
I love the song from Big Eyes. Mercy is something that people are talking about. Nothing about Annie is good. We'll get to that video later. Yeah. Come on, it's John Legend and Common. I mean, seriously. It has to be Selma. Glory wins.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, I had trouble with this one. Because there's 3 likely possibilities.
Yeah, and there's the 4th that is probably the more likely possibility that doesn't equal out to the other 3.
And then the 5th one that's here just to fill in a slot, I guess.
I'm looking at you, the one with the longest title.
Yeah. Okay. We have Force Majeure. How do you want to bet on that?
Get.
Yes.
The Trail of Vivian. Amsalem? Well,
no idea.
I had to look closer, sorry.
Ida, Leviathan, and Tangerines. obviously it's between four of these are on the Oscar shortlist.
Mm.
But I took Tangerines out. So that leaves the three. I said Force Majeure. Though it could be any one of those three, I think. Unless they go really off.
Force Majeure is actually the movie that I think probably should win. Because of all the things I'm reading about it, I think it sounds like it's a good bet.
I'm about to review it in a second.
Yeah, that being said, that's probably the reason why it won't win. I would like to go for Leviathan, even the only reason I'm going for it, because it was Batista's gimmick in OVW. But,
I almost went with it and Ida, and yeah, it could be any of those.
You know, I actually thought you would go the opposite direction on the one I'm going. I thought you would pick Ida, and Force Majeure would be the one that you would not pick. That makes any sense. Because I knew it was down between those two. So, yeah, that does make sense to me. Yeah, I'll go with that. It makes sense that it would be that situation. I think that it's going to also be Force Majeure. Ida is easily to win this. Can easily win this, but I'm just... It sounds good. It's comedy. I mean, you never know. I mean, we'll talk about it apparently later on this channel, so who knows? Or you've probably already seen that video by now.
I didn't know what Tangerines was.
Yeah, what is it?
Until I got this nomination.
What is it?
And now it's on the Oscar shortlist, too.
Okay.
I still don't know.
Okay, fair enough. Yes. I didn't know what it was.
Maybe
what is it? I still don't know.
Maybe it's about Clementine.
Maybe it's about horrible drinks that we may have tried in Sip and Snack.
No, that was Mandarin.
I know, but it could be Tangerine as well, because I think they have one as well.
Okay, here's an easy one.
Maybe.
Best animated feature, we have Big Hero 6, The Book of Life for some reason. Box Trolls, How to Train Your Dragon 2, and the Lego Movie. Clearly the Lego Movie is the front runner, even though it could be How to Train Your Dragon 2.
I really like to see the Box Trolls win this, but it's never going to happen.
So obviously I'm saying the Lego Movie would
It's definitely the Lego Movie here. I'm not going with Dragon for any reason. Personal bias alone, I still don't think that movie should be as high up as it is.
Yeah, well... Yeah.
The Book of Life was the only thing good about it was Diego Luna singing. And it was very awkward.
Channing Tatum was in there.
Channing Tatum was fun in that. There's another thing that shows his comedic range. Channing Tatum has great comedic timing. And Big Hero 6, it was fine. It was fine for what it was.
Yeah, it's just very... You're way too close.
I'm trying to get in the camera. Come on. Alright, so yeah, that's what we're going with. We're both going to be saying the Lego Movie for animated feature at the Globes.
Screenplay, they combine them at the Globes. Even though there's... Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
We have Birdman, Boyhood, Gone Girl, The Grand Budapest Hotel, and The Imitation Game. I wouldn't have been... I know you're not supposed to use presidents and shit like that, but fuck it. I wouldn't have been guessing The Grand Budapest Hotel here, except for the fact that Her won this last year.
Mm-hmm.
And that seems... that makes it seem safer, especially given the competition here. So, that's what I'm going with.
This is where it starts, folks. This is where Wes Anderson's dominance starts. And it's going to continue all throughout award season. And I'm going to say that right now. This will be the Grand Budapest Hotel winning without a doubt. Wes Anderson is taking this Golden Globe. I can't say I guarantee that because I'm not a big fan.
It could be either one of the adapted ones too. It could be Gone Girl, The Imitation Game, but...
Gone Girl's the only other one I'd see that has a chance, honestly, in this category, other than Grand Budapest Hotel. I don't think anything else is really in the running, honestly.
Okay.
Speaking of nothing else in the running, let's go to supporting actress, shall we?
Okay. Supporting actress, we have Patricia Arquette for Boyhood, Jessica Chastain for Most Violent Year, Keira Knightley for The Imitation Game, Emma Stone for Birdman, and Meryl Streep for Into the Woods. Unless they want to go all out for recognizable faces, because the Globes sometimes is known.
Yeah, that's true. Nominating Angelina and Brad Pitt last year, I believe.
You could say Streep, but I think they will stick with this Arquette train.
Yeah, there's no doubt in anybody's mind Arquette's taking this, and she's probably going to carry pretty much all the wins this award season. I could say that for the other supporting category as well. But that one I'm a lot happier about.
Best Supporting Actor, we have Robert Duvall for The Judge, Ethan Hawke for Boyhood, Edward Norton for Birdman, Mark Ruffalo for Foxcatcher, and J.K. Simmons for Whiplash. I feel like we're doing a prediction video right now when I say that lineup.
Because this is my Oscar prediction lineup. I don't know if it's still yours or not, but
I'm just really worried about this being the SAG and the Globe lineup. It feels too safe. However, I'm not going to go totally safe here. I think there's going to be one surprise when you go back and look at the previous results from the Globes, like back in the 90s, and early 2000s.
Yeah.
Not recently, but I mean, there's been some very interesting winners in supporting actor of the Globes.
Really.
And somebody who I'm going to predict is actually a previous winner for his first movie. I think they're going. It's not really a surprise per se, but given the fact that people are predicting a Simmons sweep, I'm going to say that it's going to kind of be a surprise that Norton takes this.
I'm surprised you didn't go with Ruffalo, honestly.
Well, I'm sure he's in third.
Or this could be a Boyhood night.
I don't think anybody's going to take it from either one of the two.
This could be a Boyhood night too.
I don't think. I don't.
We don't know. We don't know what people are thinking right now. I believe the ballots just went out, the other day? The official Oscar ballots went out the other day? I was reading something about that. Yeah. I'm going to continue with the sweep because I want this to happen. It's one of the best performances of the year and one of the best movies of the year. J.K. Simmons is going to win this.
It's the best performance of the year.
Without a doubt. There is nothing even comes close to anybody's performances this year. J.K. Simmons is the real.
The real.
Yes. my best Iron Sheik there. So we're going to go into Best Actress.
Yeah, we're going into the comedy categories now all at once. Here.
Wow, you can really tell this is the Globes. I'm looking at the nominations. I feel like it's the MTV Awards. Watch that be part of the lineup this year.
Okay, we have, for Actress in a Comedy or a Musical, we have Amy Adams for Big Eyes, Emily Blunt for Into the Woods, supporting Helen Mirren for The 100-Foot Journey, Julianne Moore for Maps to the Stars, and Quvenzhané Wallis for Annie, for some reason. Some people think it's covering up for the fact that she didn't get in here for Beasts of the Southern Wild, actually.
That might be it. That makes sense.
I don't know what that proves, but okay. The go-to answer would be... There's two go-to answers here. You could say Amy Adams will get it because she always does. Mm-hmm. Or you could say it's going to be... Julianne Moore is going to pull a Kate Winslet. It's not the same category because Winslet won leading drama and then supporting.
Yeah.
This will be more winning comedy and drama. But I just said screw both of that, and I went with Emily Blunt. Just because I can see it. I have nothing really to base that on. I could just see it happening.
You have Emily Blunt winning, and you have Meryl Streep losing?
I don't want it to happen. But, well, Streep has, much steeper competition.
Well,
Look
yeah.
at this.
This isn't very good.
See, I could totally see the redheads.
Yeah.
But, just on a feeling, I'll go with Blunt.
And don't forget, back in the first Oscar predictions, I had Julianne Moore for Maps of the Stars originally. So then again, I was running for picture and everything. So
Cronenberg.
Yeah, and Cronenberg for director. I know, I'm aware. I'm gonna go with Amy Adams for Big Eyes. I love this performance. It's a fun performance. She has to basically play comedic and dramatic parts at the same time, and she's just so delightful. So we're gonna go with that. I definitely think Amy Adams is taking this. I don't know. I really don't know about this next award.
No.
You're
wishful thinking aside, this one's pretty done.
It shouldn't be.
Actor in a comedy or musical, or in this case, just comedy. We have Ray Fiennes for The Grand Budapest Hotel, Michael Keaton for Birdman, Bill Murray for St. Vincent, Joaquin Phoenix for Inherent Vice, and Christoph Waltz for Big Eyes.
There's a lot of people.
I understand how badly you want Fiennes, but for God's sake, Keaton is not going to lose.
Not the Globe. He might lose something else, but he's not losing the Globe.
I mean, here, yeah.
Nobody that is considered his competition is actually in this lineup, so...
Though, now that I've said this so matter-of-factly, just so you know, yes, about 5 seconds where they're opening the envelope and they're getting ready to say the name, yes, I will be frightened out of my mind that they're going to say Fiennes' name.
And the Gold Globe goes to Christoph Waltz. Just because.
You people just really like giving these things to me. I don't understand.
Seriously. He's so eloquent when he gets his awards, too. It's wonderful. I love to see Fiennes win this. I love Michael Keaton and Birdman, but like I said, I'm a big supporter of Ralph Fiennes, and I really want him in the Oscar lineup, and this would probably be a really good way to do it. But no one's beaten Michael Keaton at the Globes. I don't see it happening. He doesn't have strong enough competition in this category, really. He does, but he doesn't. I'd love to see Waltz win this just to throw everything for a loop, but it wouldn't really do much in the grand scheme of things.
They'd start making him arrogant. Like, he's still all humble about it right now, but...
Christoph, how's it feel to win everything you ever get nominated for? Well, it's how it goes, I guess.
This is getting ridiculous. He do that voice that he does.
Yeah.
This is getting ridiculous. No pictures. Okay, picture, comedy, or musical. We have Birdman, The Grand Budapest Hotel, Into the Woods, Pride, and St. Vincent. Once again, I know it's the same two movies, too.
Uh-huh.
It's clear what you want to say, and it does feel like it could be a possibility, but no, it's clearly Birdman. Unless there's a British invasion and somehow Pride steals this.
Unless there's a shock and Into the Woods that actually does well in this.
I hope not.
It could happen. It's the Globes. It could happen. It's the only musical in there.
Birdman is in there, though, when they, even the Globes doesn't pass up the picture from runners.
I really want the Grand Budapest Hotel to win this, but the winner of the Comedy Globe is not necessarily going to be a juggernaut for picture, normally. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that'll happen this year or not. That may be a difference, obviously, because everybody's predicting it.
We just had The Artist do it a few years ago.
That's true. Yeah. Birdman wins. My heart says Grand Budapest Hotel, and I will mark out like crazy if it happens. But, yeah, Birdman's got to take this. If anything else wins, it'll be a complete shock. Speaking of wins being a complete shock, let's go to Best Director now.
Oh, shit. I didn't put an asterisk beside anything.
I'm about to find out on camera what you think.
Okay, for Best
This is hilarious, by the way, to watch him, like...
Okay, for Best Director, we have Wes Anderson for The Grand Budapest Hotel, Ava DuVernay for Selma, David Fincher for Gone Girl, Alejandro Gonzalez Iñárritu for Birdman, and Richard Linklater for Boyhood.
Okay.
Now, the first thing I'm thinking of here is... generally, they like to give it to the front runner, which in this case, at this particular moment in time right now, would be Linklater.
Yeah.
But, remember, the first thing that jumped out at me immediately was, remember when, in 2011, when The Artist and His Animations was stealing everything?
Yeah.
They gave it to Scorsese for Hugo.
I know.
And that was awesome. And I think, they gave it to Cameron for Avatar, too.
Yeah.
And while there isn't, like, a big budget thing here, I'm just saying, they might do a picture drama and director split.
Uh-huh. That's what I'm thinking.
The question is, which one?
Which one? The woman must be mad.
It happened at sea.
See? See for Catwoman! That's for you, Will, if you ever watch this video.
Oh, yeah. This is definitely where Will's going to be.
That's a good point. Hey, Michael Keaton's running away with everything. Who knows? He does seem to show up for nomination day every once in a while.
Nah, fuck it. I'm going to say Richard Linklater.
Really?
Yeah.
After all that build-up.
I know.
You know what? Screw it. And it's, honestly, it's a very good possibility it happens. I think there's also going to be a split.
I know you're going to say it.
I know what I want to say. And part of me says to say David Fincher here. Really. But... that part of me is like...
I'm pretty sure Fincher's in last place.
In this list, he's probably in last place. Screw it. It's a Golden Globes. It's a night that things could happen. Things could change. You never know. I'm going to go with it. Wes Anderson for The Grand Budapest Hotel.
Of course you are. The thing about going with Fincher is they didn't put Gone Girl in picture.
I know. That's what worries me.
That's so bizarre.
Well, they didn't run Bennett Miller either.
No. Or Morton Tilden, or James Marsh, but, it's weird.
It's a weird lineup, honestly. That director lineup is all over the place.
Yeah. Okay.
Here's a weird category right now.
For actress drama, we have Jennifer Aniston for Cake, Felicity Jones for Theory of Everything, Julianne Moore for Still House, Rosamund Pike for Gone Girl, and Reese Witherspoon for Wild. A lot of people think this could be Aniston's. And it could be her overthrowing Moore and Pike and all them. But I'm playing it safe and going with Julianne Moore.
Yeah, that seems pretty safe at this point.
Witherspoon doesn't feel impossible here.
But safe's not always correct.
That's probably my wishful thinking on Witherspoon.
Rosamund Pike has been winning a lot lately. And it's clear that they want to do something with giving Gone Girl some recognition, but they don't necessarily want to give anything to Fincher. They don't want to give anything to this. They can't give anything to the screenplay.
According to you, they're giving it score.
Yeah, I'm talking about like major, like Big 8 categories. Yes, score. I do think that does happen, but nah, I'm honestly thinking. Right, I just turned to a bad guy from the '40s. Still Alice.
I realize how low we are in the frame here.
I don't like to see that we're going to get
weird.
propped up here. I'm just like, okay, let's talk about movies. I'm comfortable. No, seriously, when it comes down to it, Julianne Moore is probably the safe bet, and it is the safe bet. I would love to see Reese win this, because it'd be great, because I love her performance in Wild. I thought Wild was really good. You know, honestly, at this point, I am going to give it to Rosamund Pike. I think that she's going to take this. It might be the only thing she wins, but strange things can happen at the Golden Globes, so we're going to go with it. Probably a dumb move, but it happens.
Well, that's the thing about it is going into this, everybody realizes this now, but going into this, they weren't really. But it's starting to kind of weird people out a little bit that Moore isn't invincible.
That's true.
Because going into this, everybody thought she was, but now it actually feels like it's kind of a race.
She actually might lose something, or they could just give it to Felicity Jones.
Or Julianne Moore takes this and just, that's it. She's just gonna.
That's a good possibility. This could be the start of everything. Yeah, and I think that could happen with a lot of these award shows.
Yeah, what we've been talking about, like with Walton McConaughey, are the ones I always go to. But this is where it's been starting the past couple of years for people.
Yeah, it's true. This is a weird lineup. It's not a weird lineup for like the general public, but let's talk about Best Actor in a Drama.
Okay, for Best Actor in a Drama, we have Steve Carell for Foxcatcher, Benedict Cumberbatch for The Imitation Game, Jake Gyllenhaal for Nightcrawler, David Oyelowo for Selma, and Eddie Redmayne for The Theory of Everything. In the words of Fitzy in The Departed, I'm embarrassed!
Yeah.
Okay, I've heard a lot of talk that it could be Cumberbatch, which is totally possible.
Yeah.
I've heard a lot of talk that it could be Oyelowo, which is totally possible.
Mm-hmm.
However, it seems like a good bet. Despite things I may have said before about him and this movie and awards and all that jazz, that maybe, possibly, the winner of the Golden Globe of Best Actor Drama is going to be Eddie Redmayne. Who's your choice?
Steve Carell.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's...
I know it's a very, ballsy way to go, but I honestly think that the Globes are going to give him some recognition.
It's too good to be true. It's way too good to be true.
Now, I'm not saying it has any effect on the Oscars. I'm saying that it's going to be another feather in his cap. I think he wins at least one big award this year. And this is an award he can win.
That's all I have to say to you. That will not happen simply because it is too good to be true.
Gyllenhaal sweeping in and taking this would be nice.
That'd be fucked up.
I don't care as long as none of the three supposed frontrunners win at this point.
Okay, two of them you haven't even seen. You can't say that.
I don't care. I legitimately just watched Boyhood today, and I'm not as down on it as I was, but I mean, it's because I've seen it now, but I'm really sick and tired of seeing things win over and over and over and over again that I don't know any knowledge of what they are. So, yeah.
Well, we will have seen Selma by the time the Globes happen. So
yeah,
that very weekend.
Possibly The Imitation Game. It just depends. It depends at this point. We don't have a guaranteed date on it yet.
Okay, and finally, Picture of Drama. We have Boyhood, Foxcatcher, The Imitation Game, Selma, and The Theory of Everything. We haven't been able to talk about this yet because we haven't talked about the nominations, but let me just say how truly happy I am that Foxcatcher actually made it here.
Yeah, no lie.
That was kind of surprising, actually.
Definitely.
I mean, I know I've been, building it up in the awards videos the way I was and everything, but still, that was surprising, especially in place of Gone Girl, which they clearly loved.
Yeah. Gone Girl should be in here in place of something. And it's not Foxcatcher.
Let me go ahead and point this out now. You know those stupid little rumors that you hear a lot going into award ceremonies? Like, oh, I was talking to voters and this is what they said. Because I know people, because I'm an insider.
They're like Disney bus drivers, don't believe a word they say.
There was a big thing going on about how much the Globes hated Foxcatcher going into this.
Yeah.
And here it is. So, yes. As I've often said, fuck that shit.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, it's clearly going to be Boyhood.
This is interesting. Because I love to go all out and say Foxcatcher's going to win this. but I can't. I really want to, but I can't. I have to think.
In September and October, I would have said so.
Yeah.
But
it's just... I honestly think The Imitation Game is losing ground, so I don't think it's this. That may be, like, I can't say wishful thinking. I say that may be just me, like, thinking...
You think it's too safe?
Yeah, I think it's way too safe.
Well, it's still getting a relatively good reaction. Cumberbatch has been in, like, every round table there's ever been, so it's still...
But I think honestly, what my opinion is, he's the person that's vulnerable when it comes to the Best Actor race right now.
We already had that conversation. Everybody, with the exception of, like, 2 or 3 people, are vulnerable in actors, so...
Yeah.
With how much is going on in there.
And they're not even completely safe, not until the actual nomination day. Well... The Theory of Everything, I don't think is as bulletproof as people think it is. I just watched Boyhood today, so obviously it's fresh in my mind.
You know?
But we gave it 1 win, and that was it. You know, weirdly enough, I'm actually going to think that the Best Picture drama at the Globes is going to go to Selma.
That's what I was building up. I don't want to say that.
I don't want to either, but I think that Selma's going to take it. It's going to win nothing else that night, but it's going to win Best Drama Picture.
I mean, I'm sticking with Boyhood, but, you know...
Well, doesn't what I say make sense somewhat now?
Well, it's just... Well, I don't know about that.
Oh, thanks.
Well, I don't know about it winning nothing but picture.
I don't see it... John Legend and Common are going to win, clearly.
They could give a director, too, if they really want to.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
But that's... Because like I said in the last video, I really, really need something to prove to me that Selma is a player.
This would have to be it.
That would be what it is.
And I should have said... I wanted to say Boyhood, but I honestly think it's being hyped up way too much. I'm not saying that from my personal experience. I'm thinking that people think it's like the greatest thing since Slumdog, the thing we go back to back in the day.
Remember how often it is that the picture drama usually goes to the front runner and then something happens and the race changes.
Yep.
You know.
I don't think Selma is a picture contender. I don't think Selma is a top 5. I don't think Selma's a top 3. But I think Selma's going to win the Golden Globe.
That's pretty weird.
I don't think Selma is a Oscar Best Picture contender. I think it's going to get in there, but I don't think it's a real contender. And that's probably me. Like, the sound outside is probably people outside with pitchforks and fire about ready to attack me. But...
That's a touchy thing to say about a movie like Selma.
I'm not meaning to say it like that. No. I don't mean to say it like that. I just mean I'm waiting for people to jump me when I walk outside my house. Because I'm thinking that... And I haven't seen Selma yet, so I don't know. But it seems like everything either seems way too safe this year, or everything is out in left field. This year, it really seems like everything is way too paint by numbers. Somebody's got to color outside the lines this year.
It's always the Oscars, don't worry about it.
Yeah, I know. But the Globes are when crazy things can happen, too.
As far as wins are concerned, the race seems really, really fun right now, but I'm willing... Usually what happens is after the Globe wins happen, the race gets real fucking boring.
Yeah.
Because
how many times can we hear J.K. Simmons make the same speech over and over again?
This is for the Rayons of the world.
Yeah, no lie. I heard that about 35 times last season. That's the Joker, folks, right there. And I cannot wait for Suicide Squad. So, yeah.
Before we get into a Jared Leto tirade, we can end this video now.
Yeah, we can. So, yeah, that's what we've got right now. And I did no preparation whatsoever. I just saw these for the first time today. So, me rambling incoherently probably was just that. So, if I got these wrong, then that's what I'm going to blame it on. AJ got these wrong. He just haven't... Since we got on camera, AJ sucked when it comes to predicting things. He said it himself on the first video we did.
I was so good at this 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Yeah.
And you put a camera in front of me, and now I can't fucking do this.
Yeah, maybe it comes from reviewing the movies, too.
Look, we did a video 2 days ago where I said Eddie Redmayne's not getting in because of my pride. Come on.
Hey, I went out on a limb and said that they're going to not only split picture and director at the Globes, they're going to give their precious director award to one of the best comedies of the year, and they're going to give their best picture or drama award to one of the most triumphant, inspirational films of the year.
By the way, speaking of triumphant and inspirational, it is worth noting that Unbroken was totally and entirely snubbed here. That surprised people.
Yeah, and I'm sure Jennifer Aniston was very happy about getting a nomination over poor Angelina Jolie.
Everybody was saying...
Everybody jumps on that now.
Everybody was saying the Globes were going to do something like that for press because you have Aniston here for Cake, and Brad Pitt's a producer on Selma, so he'll be there. Mm-hmm. And, putting Angelina director just would have been...
Yeah.
Then he said it would have been hilarious to have Aniston win the Globe with Brad Pitt presenting it. Shit like that.
I don't think Aniston's winning the Globe. Well, then again...
That's what people were saying.
Her TV love from Friends may propel her to win. That's a good possibility, too.
Oh, you mean like people were blaming her SAG nomination on?
If the shoe fits, use it as a phone. So, yeah, that's it. That's our Globes. And we're going to be talking SAG. We're going to be talking Critics' Choice. We're going to be talking BAFTA. We're going to be talking... the WGA, PGA, and DGA soon, and of course we're going to be doing reaction videos of all the major televised award shows.
Not like live, like some people do, because you don't edit.
No, I don't edit, and it would be really entertaining to watch me live, honestly. Maybe I might do something with Skype some year, but not going to be this year. You probably won't even agree to that, so it doesn't really matter.
Good luck.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, as always, if you haven't seen any of these movies yet, find a way to watch them, whether you watch them on VOD, or you watch them on DVD, or you watch them in your local theater, you watch them in an art house theater, or you watch them via some guy sneaking down like this in the back row. Make sure you watch these movies, and then make your own opinions on what you think is going to win the Golden Globe.
Boyhood's on DVD on the 6th, and then the very next week is Gone Girl. Mm-hmm. And then I think the second week of February is when Nightcrawler is.
Yeah, check that movie out. Seriously, it's a trip. So that's all we've got for today. Join us for the rest of the awards coverage throughout the rest of January and February. And until a little bit later, boys and girls, that's all we got to say about that.